compensating the absentee landlords. The petition was sent to the Ministry of Land, Housing and Urban Development with the directive to address the prayers of the petitioner and report back by the 17th December 2019. As we speak now, the Minister for Lands has not come back to this House, and they have now, a notice has been issued to the petitioners to leave the land within 45 days. So I want to direct the Minister for Lands to expeditiously intervene and address the plight of the affected population and report back to this House action taken within 1 week. Honourable members, I also inform you that I received a letter from the President returning the Public Procurement and Disposal of Public Assets Amendment Act 2020, which we passed on 1st February 2020. Indicates as his reasons for return the following. One, that the renaming of the Public Procurement and Disposal Authority to the Public Procurement Registration Authority without providing for the transfer of liabilities and obligations of the PPD Authority to the new authority left a lacuna in the law, the contracts of employment and the contracts of service with the service providers, the pending court cases and other contractual obligations needed to be transferred to the new authority to avoid uncertainties. He also proposed that Section 5, which had been proposed for deletion, should be retained, but that there should be a subsection transferring the obligation of PPDA to PPDA regulatory authority. He also takes issue with the repeal, the failure to repeal Section 90 of the Act, which also affects Section 89 and Clause 37 of the bill, which has also been repealed. So it says that these sections, which you'll find in the letter, had the administrative issues of the authority, which needed to be reintegrated and had been agreed upon by the Cabinet. Part 7A of the Act, relating to the tribunal, he said he found it contradictory that Parliament effected several amendments to Part 7A of the PD Act establishing the tribunal. The changes by the Parliament and the membership of the tribunal, the functions, procedures and powers needed to be reconsidered to enable the effective operation of the tribunal, and the transitional provision of the contract of the Executive Director of PPDA is not clear. Term of office of the ED was extended from 3 to 5 years under Clause 12, that this needs to be clarified. There is also a letter from the Attorney General on the subject, which I'll pass on to the committee. So the Minister will be required to formally come and lay the bill again so that the committee can reconsider it. So when he does, we shall send it to the relevant committee for perusal and report back. I've also received a petition from the newly elected leaders of Bokedea district, including the district councillors LC3, LC2, LC1, who have not paid their honoraria ex gratia in the last financial year up to date. I want to refer this petition to the Minister of Local Government to study and report back on action taken by Thursday next week. Similarly, I have got another petition from the LC5 councillors for Mitiana Central against the endless torture and assault on the people of Mitiana by the UPDF. He's complaining bitterly about the assault against Joseph Ruzige, chairperson of LC5 of Mitiana, when he went to rescue a pregnant woman who was being brutalized by the officers. I refer this petition to the Minister of Internal Affairs, who should investigate and report back to the House on Thursday next week. Yesterday I received a delegation of former RDCs and their deputies who came to request that although Parliament enacted a law in which they are described as senior civil servants, there were no other terms relating to their employment. So when they end their tenure, they go home with nothing. So they're requesting that Parliament provides a method of looking after them after their retirement. So we'll forward the petition to the Committee on Presidential Affairs for perusal and report back. Thank you very much. There are now a few matters of national importance. The Honorable Lubogo. Kenneth? Not here. Honorable, oh, there he is. Two minutes, please.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I'm raising on a matter of national importance, and specifically it is in regard to the President's State of the Nation address, in which he informed the nation that government would take up and the responsibility and support the citizens, or the private sector for that matter, with essential utilities, that is power, electricity, and water. Right Honourable Speaker, the President went on to state the period that was between April and June of this year. But to date, Uganda National Water and Storage Corporation continues to serve the people with the bills, or the private enterprises with the bills, and also electricity is not actually catered for. The bills cover the period that the President actually precisely referred to. So my prayer is that government should come out and clarify what the status is, whether this statement should be taken as truth and serious, the President being the fountain of honor and the State of the Nation being a very serious address to the country, what has been done, or whether the citizens should expect that there is going to be action, or forget about it. I thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
The Right Honourable Prime Minister is directed to come and explain to the country the issues raised by Honourable Lubogo. If you come back to us by Tuesday next week. Honourable Sewongu, 2 minutes.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I'm also raising a matter of national importance on the flouting of COVID-19 health regulations by some ministers. Honourable Speaker, in March 2020, Cabinet, on the guidance of the Minister of Health, approved guidelines that guided the President to issue presidential directives that included, among others, stopping gatherings of over 10 people, closing schools and the places of worship. I put emphasis on that one, social distancing, and putting on masks wide in public. Madam Speaker, to our surprise over the weekend, the minister who is supposed to be the custodian of these regulations that are leading us to the desired directions was seen flouting the same regulations. She was seen in the possession of citizens in Aromo sub-county in Lira, Lira district, without observing social distancing. She also addressed a crowd of people without putting on masks. Madam Speaker, the Electoral Commission also revised the election roadmap, very brief, to change from public rallies to scientific or virtual campaigns, basing on the guidance of this minister that some political parties have found undesirable. I can take it.
Thank you for your information. Further to add, as in form of information, the Honourable Minister in charge of Kampala, Honourable Benny Namugwanya, who has been heard on radio over and over, stopping arcades from opening, borders from taking people, taxis from operating normally, was seen on Sunday in Madudu, Mubende district, holding a rally of more than 2,000 people. They were standing, gathering, singing, enjoying normally. For us who represent these people, mostly those who work in the arcades, we now wonder what is the intention of telling us that in order to operate normally in this city, you must follow the standard operating procedure. Our people are suffering, Madam Speaker. Even today morning, the arcades, while they attempted to open, police has arrested more than 300 people over faulting the standard operating procedures which were put forward by the minister.
Right, Honourable Speaker.
Honourable,
As I conclude,
Madam, please conclude.
Can I conclude? Madam Speaker, while the minister was flouting the regulations, police took no action to apprehend her. However, to our surprise, some of the opposition members, like Honourable Semuju Nganda here, was arrested by police while interfacing with his electorate on Friday, 10th July 2020. My prayers. We want to find out, Madam Speaker, the Minister of Health, Honourable Sacheng, should explain to the House why she flouted the COVID-19 regulations and apologized to the House. And she has to tell us, really, is there a corona or she has been misleading the President? Or she has been misleading the President? The law...
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I have watched the footage showing what happened in Lira when the Minister in charge of Health, Dr. Ruth Acheng, was mobilizing supporters for the forthcoming elections. And I have heard from her speaking to the press, explaining what she was doing, by saying that she had gone to sensitize Ugandans in Lira on how to use masks. And what is in the footage? There was no one, as a health official, in attendance. Not even the district health director was in attendance. The people who were distributing masks were NRM cadres who are actually her own supporters, who do not have anything to do with these health standards.
So what is the point of procedure?
The point of procedure, Right Honourable Speaker, is whether it is not procedural right for this House to move a censure motion against the Minister in charge of the health. What she did, what this minister are doing, actually not only Dr. Ruth Acheng, but also the minister, state minister in charge of Kampala, we are at pain when arcades cannot be opened under the guise of having not fulfilled the SOPs. Right Honourable Speaker, the procedural issue I want to emphasize is whether it is not prudent that we move a censure motion against these two ministers. Thank you.
So, my final prayer, Madam Speaker, is just to prove we need to be, the minister has to come here to apologize. Then, why are we still having a lockdown for the last 3 months and the curfew going on? Then, what about these ministers who are flouting the laws they have put in place? They are sitting next to the President, and whatever is taking place is out of the guidance of the Minister of Health. Madam Speaker, it's only doctors who are not given classes.
What are your prayers? What are your
My prayers, Madam Speaker, I've made them, and the law enforcers should not discriminate while enforcing the COVID-19 regulations and presidential directives. And want to find out the minister to come here and tell us whether she has been misleading this country to keep us under lockdown for the rest of this period, when actually she knows the fact that people can move out and campaign and move freely. I beg, Madam Speaker. Thank you.
Honourable members, the Minister for Health is required to come here and explain to us and the country whether she flouted or not her own guidelines issued under the Public Health Act. The Minister for Kampala, Minister of State for Kampala, would also come to this House and explain what she was doing with a crowd. But beyond that, other members, I really want the government to be more serious about the issue of this COVID. Can't we learn to live with it and just organize our society to manage it? Because how long is this lockdown going to continue? How long is it going to continue? I think it's important that we guide our people how to live within the situation. But to say lockdown 1 month, 2 months, 5 months, 7 months, no. I think it's a problem. And I think we want an evaluation of this lockdown. I think the country needs an evaluation of this lockdown so that we can know how to move. This kind of keeping people in suspense is not right. So the Prime Minister, I think, arrange and give us an evaluation so that we discuss it here in the House.
Madam Speaker.
Madam
Speaker. So the procedural issue I want to raise on the same subject matter. You had directed that this Parliament will be receiving periodical briefing. Weekly. And we are not receiving these weekly briefings to Parliament. Because for me, I was violently arrested. You are an MP, you can't interact with the people you represent. And then on the same day, you are violently picked and thrown on a pickup. The minister responsible, who the police was quoting as they were arresting me, is dancing in a procession, enjoying herself, as if someone has announced that COVID has ended. So the procedural issue I am raising, Madam Speaker, is whether you should not direct government to continue briefing Parliament weekly as you had directed, to know where we are in the fight, how much threat remains, and what can we do to continue with our lives, Madam Speaker.
Honourable members, I have noted also that for the last 3 weeks there has been no update from the government. So this Thursday you are required to come and explain and continue explaining until this lockdown ends. Honourable Macho.
Madam Speaker, you recall you appointed us to represent Parliament in the National Task Force,
yeah,
which we have been doing very faithfully. However, Right Honourable Speaker, whenever we gather complaints from members of Parliament and take these complaints to the National Task Force, they are just ignored. So I thought I should also raise it, that the complaints we get from members and take to the National Task Force are not given the respect that they are supposed to be given.
Okay, when they come, we should take them on. Honourable Macho, 2 minutes, followed by Honourable Mbwa.
Further procedure, Madam Speaker.
No.
Madam Speaker.
Macho.
Madam Speaker, with the advice, and I love learning from role models like Honourable Minister Cheng. I beg you to throw away the mask. Madam Speaker, I am a leader who walks the talk from the role models. Madam Speaker, I rise on a matter of national importance.
Point of order. Point of order.
Right Honourable Speaker, our great leader in Parliament, putting on your mask in this session is the Honourable Macho, in order to throw away the important asset at this time, a mask, when you yourself, you've been guiding us on protecting ourselves, and at this time, Honourable Macho throws away the asset without even your guidance and continues to address us without wearing a mask, and we leave this to happen. Madam Speaker, is it on order?
Honourable members, we agreed that we should all wear masks in public, and this we are in public. Honourable Macho, put back your mask.
Madam Speaker, I want to thank you for your guidance, although I was learning from the Ugandan representative from to the World Health Organization. To go on the matter of national importance, Madam Speaker, on 2nd July, the Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture in Kenya, Honorable Peter Munya, wrote a letter to the Kenyan Sugar Authority stopping the Ugandan raw cane exporters to export sugarcane to Kenya. Madam Speaker, this issue has caused a lot of problems between our pattern states because the letter was very abrupt and the farmers and the traders had already loaded their cane on the trucks which they had paid for some days. And as I talk now, we have more than 500 cane trucks on Busia border that were stopped to enter Kenya, and they have taken more than 5 days. Madam Speaker and my colleagues, as I talk now, the cane has started drying, and the farmers are hoping to have many, many losses together with the traders. But at the same time, the truck owners are charging the traders every day, which is becoming a very big problem. Madam Speaker, I move this in line with what the Kenyan government did on the issue of stopping the export of milk, that Kenya, as a partner state in the East African integration, is doing business with the partner countries in bad faith. Because they started with the milk, it came on floor of parliament, government of Uganda has not acted at all, and at the same time, they have now moved to raw sugarcane, and there is a plan also to stop all the poultry products. I therefore, Madam Speaker, pray that the Kenyan government should tell the partner states whether they are interested in the integration of East Africa or they are pretending. Because in the normal case, every protocol to be abused, you must tell partner states more than 3 months. And therefore, Madam Speaker, information.
Thank you, colleague. Right Honorable Speaker, as people that come from the region that... now, who of the two is the Speaker?
Honorable Kibalia, you're not properly before the House.
You see, Right Honorable Speaker, since the Minister refused to put on the mask, we're also taking the fashion.
I think she take the fashion of the Speaker, not the Minister.
Much obliged, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, we are getting concerned as people that come from the region which is growing sugarcane. The ministry concerned, Right Honorable Speaker, that is the Ministry of Trade, they only talk about sugarcane when we put them on wall to say something. They don't show anything that they are concerned, they are responsible, they wish to promote those ones growing sugarcane, or they needed to grow to help the region that is growing sugarcane. 6,000 tons of cane is stuck at Busia. Plantations of cane have been burnt. A colleague raised it last week. The supply is above the consumption of millers. We have a full ministry of trade that cannot even think of people who are suffering. Right Honorable Speaker, we need to know, right, just from your office, is this ministry for other areas and other regions, not Busoga, or Busoga is also part of the region that the Ministry of Trade is supposed to serve? Thank you, Right Honorable.
My prayer, Right Honorable Speaker, and true, I want to agree with my colleague that in case it was coffee or cows, action would have taken quickly. But Madam Speaker, my prayers, number one, is Kenyan government should with immediate effect, without conditions, allow the trucks that are parked in Malaba and Busia border to enter, because these people signed agreements with the Kenyan mills and the Kenyan mills are waiting. Secondly, the Minister of Trade and East African Cooperation should help to intervene to solve this problem with immediate effect. The third prayer, Madam Speaker, we too, Ugandan government, to teach Kenya a lesson, we should stop the Irish potatoes that are coming from Kericho with immediate effect. We should stop the salt with immediate effect and the plastics so that they learn the pain our people are going through. And lastly, Madam Speaker, Kenyan government should come out clearly and tell the partner states whether they are interested in the integration or they are pretending. That's my prayer, Right Honorable Speaker.
Minister of Trade, are you aware about the trucks at the Malaba and Busia borders? Honorable Amelia Chambers.
Right, Honourable Speaker. Honourable colleagues. Yes, I'm fully aware about the trucks that are at the border. It is true we've had a number of challenges with the new Minister of Agriculture. He was in trade before, and he shifted to agriculture. They shifted him to agriculture. But of course, he started with sugar and poultry and a number of other items. Now he's gone to sugar cane. We have engaged with the Minister of Trade, my colleague, but she says she's consulting, and the President also said he's going to talk to the President on that matter. But we have decided to fast track the issue of constructing a factory in Busoga. Yes, for the growers. And we are training, we want to train the growers in cooperatives so that we fast track that. Otherwise, the situation in Kenya is still a bit, we haven't had a solution yet to that. They're a bit rigid.
Honourable Minister, when would the Republic of Uganda set into place the principle of reciprocity? Why is it that we are being hit and hit and hit and hit many times and we do nothing?
Right, Honourable Speaker, we have an engagement with the Ambassador to put in a protest note over that issue. And then but in the meantime, let me consult Right Honourable Speaker on that matter.
No, Honourable Minister, first it was the milk, then it was the sugar, now it is the sugar cane, the same government and the same country. We want you to apply the principle of reciprocity. Stop their trucks from coming. Stop their trucks from coming. That's when they will understand that it's an issue.
Information.
Right, Honourable Speaker, I take note of that. I'll come back.
Thank you. Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, my colleagues, our colleague raised prayers, and the prayers were very, very clear. Right Honourable Speaker, may the Minister, thank you so much, Honourable Minister. The prayers were very clear as you have stipulated. The Honourable Minister has said that the government is planning to have a processing plant in Usoga. That was not among it, though we appreciate it, and it is a long term. But for this short term, the prayers were clear, and the Honourable Minister, that's what we wanted to know, the action you are taking. And we don't want to lament here that my colleague is very stubborn, is not doing this. We are saying the Ugandan trucks that are carrying sugar are stuck at the border. What is it you are doing as a ministry, as a government? Those are the answers, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I think we should take action as a whole House, that we should have that other trucks which are coming in are also not allowed in until it is a win-win. They can't stop our trucks and we allow their trucks. That is not how things move. Right Honourable Speaker, I want us to conclude on this as a House. We don't leave it hanging. This is my prayer. I thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, we are all aware that sugarcane is a perishable good. And my colleague Macho was very clear, like Honorable Kawai has said. The issue at hand is the trucks which are stuck at the border. And that's what we want the Minister to tell us. The factory in Busoga, we appreciate, longer term, but at the moment, the trucks which are stuck at the border. Secondly, we need a continuous flow of this business without any interruption. Thirdly, Minister of Trade has put there a desk officer, a supporting staff to always coordinate so that we don't encounter these problems like we are facing now. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
So, Minister, when will the trucks leave the border? When will they leave Busia? When will they leave Malaba? Mutavi and then the leader of opposition.
Right Honorable Speaker, while we talk about the trucks that are stuck at the border, I want to bring to the attention of the Minister the fact that even sugarcane outgrowers supplying factories here are stuck with cane while government encouraged outgrowers to venture into this business. It takes a farmer an average of 4 to 5 months to get a permit to deliver cane to the factory. And we have established that in some of these factories, workers within the factories are now engaged into trading. That backdoor trading, they buy cane at very, very low prices and then deliver to the factory while they deprive the outgrowers of the permits to deliver their cane. We need an intervention in this directly for the minister to engage the mill owners and managers in order to negotiate for our people. Otherwise, at the moment, farmers are suffering.
Okay, thank you. Now, Honourable Minister of Trade, in the Busoga region alone, there is in excess of 7 million tons. 7 million tons of cane sugar. And the mills are not able to consume it. It's a very, very serious issue.
Madam
Honourable
Speaker.
Rob, and then the Chair for Trade, and we finish.
Yeah, thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. There is this big concern which has been raised, and these farmers have already incurred losses. Who are going to meet these losses? And in case of the memorandum of understanding signed, who is going to incur the losses? Is it Kenya or Uganda? And as you follow up, make sure that those losses have already been said very clearly. And the minister should tell us who is going to incur the losses by the farmers. Is it government of Uganda? Or is going to be Kenya government? Thank you.
Trade.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Of course, there are many problems of cane in the whole eastern region. But, Madam Speaker, I think we should put time on this matter. Because when you cut cane, beyond certain days, you cannot supply it. Say that dried and it has lost the juice that you intend to squeeze out. My request would be that we have a protest letter from the minister to the Kenyan government by Tuesday. And secondly, Parliament expresses discomfort with the Kenyan government. Otherwise, by Tuesday next week, it will have been like 2 weeks before these people supply their cane. So we should also show, as a parliament, to the Parliament of Kenya, either to intervene on our behalf and we show protest, but after seeing the minister acting in a protest note to the minister of
So,
Kenya.
I propose that actually we need to make a resolution which my counterpart should hear. Yes, Mr. Muturi should be there and hear that in Uganda they are angry with us. So we need a motion, we debate it quickly, make a resolution, and express our disappointment. Can we do it tomorrow? In the meantime, Minister, we want to know, tomorrow afternoon, we want to report about the 500 trucks parked at Malaba and Busia. Thank you. Let's go to item
Madam Speaker, there was very important information.
No, we are going to debate that a small motion tomorrow. Maybe you can draft it and then
Procedure, Madam Speaker.
Because what a formal resolution, so that Mr. Muturi, the Speaker of Kenya, can hear what we are saying from here.
Procedure, Madam Speaker.
Yes.
Procedure, Madam Speaker.
Banang.
Madam Speaker, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Madam Speaker, these are matters of the East African community. Whereas the Minister of Trade, we require them to take action we also need the Minister for East African Affairs to come, and the Minister for Foreign Affairs to take these matters seriously. Madam Speaker, they began with the diary, they went to maize, now they are cutting out each and everything. The Minister for East African Affairs should come and tell us.
Honourable members, I think there are two areas. On the trade, we are going to have a motion and a response from the Minister tomorrow about what has happened. But on the performance of the protocol, the Minister for East Africa should also come and update us. Where are we on the protocol? Is it there or is it not? Honourable Mboa, 2 minutes quickly. So now we've got a draft motion which we shall debate quickly tomorrow. Yes.
Thank you so much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, the matter of national importance is about to the Honourable State Minister for Microfinance, Honourable Haruna Kasoro, who declared a COVID-free nation over the weekend. Right Honourable Speaker and Honourable Members, Honourable Minister Haruna Kasoro, while appearing on a local FM station called Kafo FM, his own radio station, his own, he said that there is no COVID, there is no coronavirus in Uganda, and actually whatever they are giving, the figures they are giving in Chotera, they are inflating everything. The only cases that happen to be in Uganda are people who are being taken through our border to their districts. So, Right Honourable Speaker, yes, I will table the evidence. Right Honourable Speaker, last week for me while donating an ambulance in Kaskan sub-county, I was arrested. And at least we are not more than even 20 people, well even spaced, having masks. But now the challenge, a minister stating that there is no coronavirus in Uganda. Then above all,
where is the tape? You have the tape?
Yes, I do. I'm going table. So, Right Honourable Speaker, I think government should come up and tell us who is specifying who. So, Right Honourable Speaker and honourable members, allow me to table evidence of which I've given a title, and COVID-19 by Honourable Minister Haruna Kasoro. Prayer. Right Honourable Speaker, my prayer is government should lift up a lockdown immediately, because ministers have shown this country that we don't have COVID-19. Right Honourable Speaker, and another prayer is that minister should come up and give us a statement. I thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Let me table.
Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, Cabinet sits every Monday, and this is a meeting of ministers. And I'm one of the ministers who attend Cabinet every time it is called. There is no such a decision that has been taken in Cabinet to lift Corona, to lift the lockdown. I have listened to Honourable Mbwatekamwa, Gaffa, Bwekamwa Gaffa, saying that ministers, as if Cabinet sat in a meeting and we took a decision. That's why I stood up to ask whether it is in order for Honourable Mbwatekamwa to mislead the country and Parliament.
Honourable members, I think the issue is that 3 ministers have, by their conduct, indicated that there is no corona in the country. By going without masks, by calling public meetings, and probably speaking up. That's what he's saying. by their conduct. So, please, Honour members, I think we shall ask the Honourable Kasoro to come and explain the contents of that tape. And can the clerk also arrange to listen to it so that we are sure what is being alleged. Honourable Vika, Songa. Songa, Honourable Songa.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the issue I'm raising here regarding ministers, especially in relation to COVID-19. Madam Speaker, last week, the Minister of East African Affairs, General Kayindo Tafire, had a rally in Rurehe Sub-County, Rurehe Parish, had a rally in Rutoma Parish, Rurehe Sub-County, had a rally of around 300 people at Mr. Chivirije's place, had a rally in Rwanda. Madam Speaker, and all those rallies had more than 300 people. So, Madam Speaker, when members raise such an issue here, ministers are setting precedents that actually Ugandans, we are free to move, we are free to campaign, we are free to gather. Madam Speaker, government should be clear on this matter, or else they allow us to go and interact with our people. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker.
Honourable members, I had already ruled on that. I had already said the government should come here and we discuss the impact and evaluate the lockdown. Do we still need it or not? Okay, finally, Atkins, quickly, and then Songa.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. The country, Madam Speaker, is calling upon this great House to provide leadership. You can fool people for some time, but you can't fool people all the time. Madam Speaker.
Honourable member, you are not properly before this House. Where is your mask?
Oh, it is here.
Okay.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Put it on. Put on your
I put it on?
Yes.
Oh. I hope I'll be able to. Oh, really? Okay. Oh. Madam Speaker, for evil to thrive on planet Earth, you need one ingredient. Good people like you, Madam Speaker, and the honorable members in this House to do nothing. Madam Speaker, you're number 3 in the entire country. You're fully aware, Madam Speaker, that we've lost a lot of people. That has to be with Speaker's clearance, not you, Chief Whip. Madam Speaker, there is a very sad incident that happened in Ginger. A young woman that was trying to find her way to work was shot dead. A hospital in Ginger, and she died with a bullet in her stomach because she could not afford $500,000. In Kasese, Madam Speaker, a young man was shot dead by security officers because he was trying to get food to a grandmother that was hospitalized in a Kasese hospital. A fortnight ago, Madam Speaker, a member or a deacon was shot dead by a security officer under the guidelines of COVID. Madam Speaker, it grieves my spirit. Ugandans and Uganda as a country is now portrayed as a laughing stock. It's not enough, Madam Speaker, to call for apologies. We should lead by examples, Madam Speaker, and the people flouting regulations in their own countries have resigned. Madam Speaker, if it pleases you, I would ask specifically that the Minister for Health, as she prepares her submission, she should come along with a resignation letter. I don't think that we're prepared for another foolery. Border borders can no longer work, Madam Speaker. Arcades are shut down. Everybody is trying to survive, and people are in their homes starving to death under the foolery of the so-called COVID-19 guidelines from the same minister. Madam Speaker, this House should demand nothing and get rid of it except a resignation from the minister, Madam Speaker, if we want to be taken seriously. Information.
Thank you for the information. Right Honorable Speaker, would like to thank you for the guidance you've given this House all along. Honorable members, today over 600 people have been arrested in Kampala for trying to go down and open up their places of work. I remember the question arose when we were here about the distribution of food. And the food was to be distributed to the vulnerable poor. So those that were working in arcades, malls, and others in the saloons were not given food, and they were also told to stay home. It's now 4 months, ladies and gentlemen. These people can no longer afford to stay home because they can't pay rent at home, and their shops are locked down. They are choking with loans. They cannot work. Please put yourselves in the shoes of these people. As our workplaces are open, their offices are not open. Their offices are their shops. They sent for goods, as we are talking about what we export, Right Honorable Speaker. These people also ordered for goods from abroad. They can no longer meet their obligations on their credit. They can no longer afford to even go back and pay the rent that they have to pay. They can't pay utilities at home, and they don't have food. I support Honorable Katsabe and you, Right Honorable Speaker, and honorable members, that the time for the lockdown is long gone. Let's learn to live with this virus and work with it with the special operating procedures. How can we open up markets and fail to open up a shopping mall and shopping centers? It doesn't logically add up. Therefore, I would like to call upon every one of us that is here to be empathetic to these young men and women who are trying to find a living. That who of us can go for 4 months without earning and still run a family and run a constituency? Let's be empathetic and think about them the way we think about ourselves. If all of us cannot close our workplaces for even 2 months, imagine 4 months without being at work and having children at home. What else can they do? They have to come down and open their workplaces because they have rent to pay, they have taxes to pay, they have utilities to pay, yes. They have children to look after. We must be empathetic. We must walk the talk as leaders of these people. Thank you very much.
Finally, Madam Speaker, thank you, Honorable Kampala Central, Honorable Mohammed.
Please conclude.
Madam Speaker, added to my list, certainly you're aware, are your daughters and sons, the border borders. Your daughters and sons, those that teach in private schools. The proprietors of those schools are telling them, we pay you from your school, the school fees from sons and daughters or parents. Now that they're no longer in schools, we can't pay you. But they got families. They got needs, Madam Speaker. And that's the reason why I'm so hard that a minister that is behind all of that is the very one going totally in a contradiction. Madam Speaker, even when, as we wait for her, decency demands and civility requires that she comes to this House with a prepared resignation letter. List from her. Okay. And we want to send that message to her appointing authority. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Okay. Songa, I think I'd already asked the minister to come and explain. Honorable Songa, quickly, 2 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise on urgent matter concerning the treatment of COVID-19 given to some districts in West Nile. On behalf of the people of West Nile, I want to raise this, that most of the districts in West Nile are now unlocked, but the district of Zombo, Nebi, and Ajumani are still under lock. But in order to go to Arua, you need to pass via Nebi, or you need to pass via Zombo, or you need to pass via Moyo. So my question is, and my concern is, through the Minister for Health, when are you opening Zombo, Nebi, and Ajumani? Because it is illogical to think that we can leave these places under lock because of COVID-19. When it comes even to the issue of border business, the border of Vora is more busier than the border of Padea, which is in Zombo district. So my concern is, if it is true that Zombo, Nebi, and Ajumani are high-risk area for COVID-19, then even up to now we have not got even the first masks. So my prayer is that Zombo, Nebi, and Ajumani should be open, but the people should be advised to use strict standard operating procedures. I think that will really help the people there to access services which are mostly outside the districts. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker.
Members, the Minister of Health is directed to come and advise on when the Zombo, Nebi, and Ajumani will be unlocked, and also the issue of distribution of face masks in Zombo district. Honorable Nsamba, 2 minutes.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I'm raising a matter of national importance concerning the new role of Operation Wealth Creation in scrutinizing the budget of this country. Right Honourable Speaker, when the President was giving us the State of the Nation address, he indicated that some Operation Wealth Creation officials had highlighted key areas, key items that are a waste. Right Honourable Speaker, yesterday's New Vision took a headline indicating the key areas that Operation Wealth Creation officials have thrown out of the budget as it was passed here. Right Honourable Speaker, the budget proposal is a government proposal to this Parliament. Government brings up their proposals, then we scrutinize. The role of scrutinizing the budget is the role of Parliament. Madam Speaker, at the wake of COVID-19, we came here, we asked government that you laid a budget proposal before COVID-19. As government, can't you look at these proposals and come up with a new budget proposal that looks at, that takes into COVID-19? Right Honourable Speaker, me as a member of Parliament, I feel if the meeting is going on and the Operation Wealth Creation officials who are not even mentioned are throwing out items of the budget we passed here under the order of Cabinet, Madam Speaker, this is very, very unfortunate. If there was any matter that needed to be reviewed, Madam Speaker, Cabinet would have sent the Minister of Finance to this Parliament. We have a committee of budget. That committee of budget would have scrutinized and amendments made to the budget proposal. Madam Speaker, for me this is very unfortunate. My prayer is the ministers responsible for this, especially the Minister of Finance, who has been sent to the Operation Wealth Creation officials, should come here and clarify this new role of Operation Wealth Creation in reviewing and scrutinizing the budget. Madam Speaker, this morning I was at Rural Electrification Agency and I was informed that some lines under Government of Uganda funding have been OWC has said they are not a priority and they are going to be stopped from being worked on. That's very, very unfortunate. We need the minister to come here and explain this new role, which is unconstitutional, which is not in the law, while we bypass the Parliament of Uganda. Thank you very much.
Minister of Finance, quickly.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Thank you, the Honourable Member, for raising that issue. Madam Speaker, when the Minister read the speech here, when we laid it in April, we promised the country and Parliament that we shall come back to make some additional adjustments. When the budget was being read in June, we repeated the same statement. Since then, Madam Speaker, the executive arm of government has set up a joint committee with the Minister of Finance, OWC, and other people to review the budget and see whether we can make some adjustments. When these adjustments are made, Honorable Nsamba, we are not naive. We know that the law and the authority to appropriate money lies with Parliament. Any adjustments that require Parliament to make a decision, we shall come to this House. So the work that is being done so far is the work that's being done on the side of executive. When that time comes that requires Parliament to make a decision, we shall come to this House and request for authority, Madam Speaker.
That's a government assurance. I hope you'll be able to come back. Now, Honourable Member, before we go to item 3, I've just received an email from one of our children. He's called Joel Madondo. He's a footballer. He's engaged with Wydad Casablanca of Morocco. But for the last several months, he has been stranded in Morocco. The club has also confiscated his passport, and he's been put in isolation. So I want to call on the Minister of Education to examine the situation of Joel Madondo and help him to either come back or streamline his contract with the professional football club where he signed for 3.5 years. So Minister of Education, please handle the issue of Joel Madondo. Item 3.
Item 3. Item 3 on the order paper, bills first reading. The Uganda National Examinations Board, Bill 2020.
Minister of Education.
Right Honourable Speaker and honourable colleagues, I beg to present to this House the Uganda National Examinations Board 2020, the Uganda National Examinations Board Bill 2020. Right Honourable Speaker and honourable members, the current UNEB Act, chapter...
Honourable members, I don't know what's happening to the cabinet. They're trying to speak to bills each time. This is the third time.
Okay.
Just lay it, certificate of financial implications.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I beg to lay the Uganda National Examinations Board Bill 2020 for the first reading.
Is it seconded? Is it seconded? Okay, there are some seconders. It has been seconded. Certificate? Do you have a certificate of financial implications? Do you have a certificate, Honourable Minister?
Right Honourable Speaker, it is accompanied. Right Honourable Speaker, I have the bill right here. I don't have the certificate right here, although it is ready. Oh, sorry. Madam Speaker, the Certificate of Financial Implications for the Uganda National Examinations Board, UNEB Bill 2020 is here attached.
Honourable members, the bill is sent to the Committee on Education for perusal and report back. Honourable members, bear in mind that we would be happy if all this work was done and handled before the October recess, the first week of October, please. Thank you. On item 4.
Item 4 on the order paper, presentation of a petition of members of Matongo Lost Land Recovery Families Organization.
Unamuhumuza? Gafabusa? It's not here. It's not here. Let's go to item 5.
Item 5, laying of papers. The list of accounting officers for financial year 2020-2021.
Minister of Finance.
Madam Speaker and honorable colleagues, I beg to lay a list of accounting officers for financial year 2020-2021.
Honourable members, let's receive the list. Our Committee on Finance will advise us on the way forward. Item 6.
Item 6 on the order paper, motion for consideration of the Local Government Amendment Bill 2020 returned to the House by His Excellency the President in accordance with Article 91(3)(b) of the Constitution and Rule 142 of the Rules of Procedure.
Minister of Justice.
Madam Speaker and honorable members, I beg to move that the Local Government's Amendment Bill 2019, which was passed by this House, be returned to address concerns raised by His Excellency the President to remove academic qualifications introduced in Section 111 of the Act for Urban Division Chairpersons, among other provisions. I beg to move.
Thank you. Honourable members, the bill is sent to the Committee on Legal and Parliamentary Affairs for expeditious perusal and report back. Item 7.
Item 7. Item 7 on the order paper, motion for a resolution of Parliament. Motion for a resolution of Parliament under Section 8(3) of the Parliamentary Elections Act 2005 for review of the representation under Article 78(1)(b) and (c) of the Constitution of Uganda.
Minister of Justice.
Madam Speaker, honorable members, I'm moving a motion for resolution under section 8.3 of the Parliamentary Elections Act 2005 for review of the presentation in Parliament, that's the composition of Parliament, under Article 878(1)(b) and (c) of the Constitution. And the resolution reads as follows, Madam Speaker. Whereas during the constitutional making process, the people of Uganda emphasized that one of the main principles that should govern the composition and functioning of Parliament is participatory democracy and inclusiveness, and that whereas the legislature should be composed mainly of representatives directly elected by the people, due regard should be made for the presentation of special interest groups that had been marginalized by society. And whereas Article 78(1) of the Constitution provides, and I quote, Parliament shall consist of A, members directly elected to represent constituencies. B, one woman representative for every district. And 3, C, such a number of representatives of the army, workers, persons with disabilities, and other groups as Parliament may determine. And whereas Parliament in 1996 determined through Section 37 of the Constitution of the Parliamentary Elections Interim Provision Statute of 1996, which is now repealed, that the numbers for the special groups would be as follows. This is 1996, this is what was determined. It would be as follows. A, Uganda People's Defense Forces would have 10 representatives. At that time, youth would have also 5 representatives. At that time, workers were 3 representatives, and persons with disabilities were 5 representatives. And whereas subsequently, Parliament by Section 11 of the Parliamentary Elections Act 2001 made provisions for the district women representatives and for the representatives of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, youth, workers, and persons with disabilities as follows. 1 woman representative for every district, 10 representatives of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, 5 representatives for the youth, at least one of whom shall be a woman, 5 representatives of workers, 5 representatives of persons with disabilities, at least one of whom shall be a woman. And whereas the Parliamentary Elections Act 2005, Section 8, provides for the following representation in respect of Article 78(1)(b) and (c) of the Constitution. 1. District or city women representatives. Under that, 1 woman representative in Parliament for every district, or 1 woman representative in Parliament for every city. Number 2, special interest groups. For the Uganda People's Defense Forces, they would have 10 representatives, at least 2 of whom shall be women. B, 5 representatives for workers, and at least 1 of whom shall be a woman. 5 representatives for the youth, and at least 1 of whom shall be a woman. 5 representatives for persons with disabilities, at least one of whom shall be a woman. And whereas, Madam Speaker, Cabinet on the 6th July, this is this month, 2020, approved, Madam Speaker, the representation to Parliament of older persons by 5 representatives in the 11th Parliament. I will say it again. And whereas, Madam Speaker, Cabinet on the 6th July 2020 approved the representation to Parliament of older persons.
Honour members, please.
By 5 representatives in the
Honour
11th
members,
Parliament.
please. Honour members, allow the Minister to move his motion.
That one.
Order.
These are diversionary. Where I am is where you are coming to, so you better respect it. And whereas Article 32(1) of the Constitution provides for affirmative action in favor of marginalized groups, and it provides, and I quote, "Notwithstanding anything in this Constitution, the state shall take affirmative action in favor of groups marginalized on the basis of gender, age, disability, or any other reason created by history, tradition, or custom for the purposes of redressing imbalances which exist against them." And whereas in the past, women, youth, workers, persons with disabilities, and older persons were denied participation in the government of Uganda through customs and practices that marginalize their status in society and should not participate on the equal footing with others, and yet they have special interests that need articulation and representation. Whereas, Madam Speaker, their inclusion in the composition of Parliament is a guarantee by the Constitution of minimum participation by these groups in the democratic process of governing. And their representation is one of the forms of affirmative action which the state is required to take under Article 32 of the Constitution in favor of groups marginalized on the basis of gender,
Actually, I needed one of the legal officers.
on the basis of age, on the basis of disability, or any other reason created by history, by tradition or custom.
Yeah.
And whereas the representation of the army, and I emphasize this point, and whereas the representation of the army has been part of historical process of the army to appreciate how the problems of Uganda are solved by civil leaders with the underlying objectives of evolving a culture of commitment to the rule of law. The underlying objective is to evolve a culture of commitment to the rule of law and to constitutionalism, a culture in which the army is subordinate the mandate of the people given civil authority in accordance with the Constitution. This requirement is still relevant. And whereas, Madam Speaker, Article 78(2) of the Constitution provides, and I quote, "Upon the expiration of a period of 10 years after the commencement of this Constitution, and thereafter, every 5 years, Parliament shall review." That's why I'm here, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, why I'm here is because the Constitution commands that upon the expiration of a period of 10 years after the commencement of the Constitution, and thereafter, every 5 years, Parliament shall review the representation under paragraphs B and C, clause 1 of the article of the Constitution, for purposes either of retaining or increasing or abolishing any such a representation and any other matter incidental to it. Every 5 years, we must come here, Parliament must review the composition of these special groups. And whereas, Madam Speaker, the period of 10 years after the commencement of the Constitution expired on the 7th day of October 2005. And Parliament in December 2005 actually reviewed the representation under Article 71B and C in accordance with Article 78(2) and resolved to retain the representation and subsequently reviewed the representation again in October 2010 and did it again in 2015, and in those years resolved to retain the representation. And whereas Parliament is required, we are required, under Article 78(2) to review the representation every 5 years after the first review. Madam Speaker, the review is now due. That's why I'm here. Since the representation was last reviewed by Parliament in October 2015. And whereas it is imperative that the review is done by Parliament in light of the forthcoming general election of 2021. This is mandatory. We have to review it. And noting that Cabinet on 13th July 2020 approved the retention. I'm reporting decision of Cabinet, Madam Speaker, honorable members. On July 13th, Cabinet approved the retention of the representation of women representative in Parliament. And for every district or city, and the representation of the special interest groups by maintaining Cabinet approved. Number one, maintaining 10 representatives of the Uganda People's Defense Forces. Number two, retaining 5 representatives for workers. Number three, 5 representatives for the youth. Number four, 5 representatives for persons with disabilities. And of course, 5 representatives for older persons. Now I want to move the motion, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I now therefore, Madam Speaker, members, be it resolved by Parliament as follows. Resolution, that in accordance with Section 8(3) of the Parliamentary Elections Act 2005 and Article 78(2) of the Constitution, the representation in Parliament under Article 78(1)(b) and (c) is reviewed as follows. 1. District or city women representatives. That 1 woman representative for every district or every city. Number 2, special interest groups. That it is resolved to have 10 representatives for Uganda People's Defense Forces, at least 2 of whom shall be women. Number B, 5 representatives for workers, at least 1 of whom shall be a woman. C, 5 representatives for the youth, at least 1 of whom shall be a woman. D, 5 representatives for persons with disabilities, at least 1 of whom shall be a woman. And lastly, 5 representatives for older persons, at least 1 of whom shall be a woman. Mr. Speaker, for purposes of representation, Mr. Speaker, I beg to move. Thank you.
I'm having difficulties with this motion. I thought they should have been separate. Yes, from the one of the view. No, let me, there's something I want to say. Honour Minister, I think we need to, Honour Minister, I think we need two motions. The first one, a separate one, where Parliament will determine the new composition. The new composition. The second motion is to review. So there should be two motions. One to determine separately and then the review. Because by introducing the elderly, we are amending the composition as required under 78C, 78(1)C. Age will come later, age will come later. Yes, age will come later. Let's.
Madam Speaker, arguments about age, about number of Cabinet simply passed the retention and therefore the motion are moving for Parliament's resolution. Number one, I wish to move for resolution of Parliament as follows. This is the first resolution.
Pardon? No, please. A third resolution?
No.
No, Honour Minister, I've said what you have presented should come in two separate motions. The first motion to determine the composition of Parliament, the new composition.
Yes.
Including the elderly, separately.
Yes.
The review should also be separate.
Yes.
The two.
When do you want us?
Two motions. Let me finish with the... You know... Yes, separate them. Separate the new one should be especially that we have now determined the new compositions under 78(1)C separately, then review separately. Yes. 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 So give you time. Let's do two. Okay. Okay. Okay, members, we have agreed with the Minister that the motions need to be separated, so we shall defer to tomorrow. Let's go to... But there's not item on the floor. Okay, let's hear from the General. The General first.
Yeah, thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. I am only seeking a small clarification on what the Minister has submitted on the number of women representatives from the Army. Last time it was passed here in the same Parliament.
Use the you are far from the microphone.
That representation, or out of the 10 members, that it will always be 30%, which makes us 3 women out of the 10. So when you go back and say at least 2, then you're taking us backwards from where we came. That is, Right Honourable Speaker, my simple clarification. Yes. And an amendment. I want an amendment I'm seeking from the Minister, if it pleases him.
Yes, Minister, I believe you have heard. Okay.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. There was also a petition from the workers, persons with disabilities, and the youth for the representation to be increased from 5 to 10. So this was a petition which was given a ministry, and we should be able to, the minister should be able to review, to handle it tomorrow as we come.
Have you served the minister? Did you serve the minister? Okay, so the matter is deferred to tomorrow. Let's go to item 8.
Item 8. Item 8 on the order paper, Bills Committee stage.
Honourable members, National Coffee Bill. Yes.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, as the Minister brings the document that you have requested, we have had the outcry of prison and police. Is the Minister also putting in consideration prison and police to be represented in Parliament?
National Coffee Bill, Bills Committee stage.
Clause 2.
Honourable members, clause 2. I put the question. Clause 2.
Right Honourable Speaker. Clause 1.
Yes. We
Right
normally do
Honourable
interpretation
Speaker.
last.
Right Honourable Speaker.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, we have amendments on clause 1 under interpretation.
No, we normally do interpretation last.
Yes?
We normally do interpretation last in case there are changes. It's got clause 2. I put the question. Clause 2 do stand part of the bill. Put the question that clause 2 do stand part of the bill. Those in favor say aye. The contrary, no. I serve it.
Clause 3.
I put the question that clause 3 do stand part of the bill. Those in favor, clause 3? Yes, Honourable Nanda. Did you submit your amendment? Where is it?
Madam Chair, I have submitted my proposals to the clerk, to the chairperson of the committee. They are there. So that's why I'm here. So Madam Chair, on clause 3, clause 3, subclause 7. Madam Chair, I want to move an amendment that subclause clause 3 subclause 7 be deleted. The justification is that they are saying that there will be some instruments which will be sealed and others will not be sealed. What I'm trying to put here is that every instrument from UCDA must have a seal. I don't know if I'm clear, Madam Chair.
You would want to delete subclause 7?
Yes. Where is saying that a contract or instrument which if entered into or executed by a person not being a body corporate will not be required to be under seal. may be entered. So what I'm trying to say that no contract should leave UCDA without being under seal. Because why should others be sealed and others not be sealed? They are saying that if it's an individual like me or you was to do a contract with UCDA, that one will not be under seal. But if it's a company, it will be under what? A seal. So my saying that that should be deleted, that all contracts should be under seal.
Does the mover have an objection? Does the chair have?
Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson. The committee considered the proposal by Honorable Nandala Mafabi, and we object to his proposal. Madam Chairperson, there is a general legal provision in all legislations, and I want to refer to the Companies Act 2012, Section 50, number 1 to 4, and Section 55, which does not put all contracts under a common seal. A contract may also be made orally on behalf of the company by any person acting under its authority, express or implied. Madam Chairperson, when you read Section 50 of the Companies Act, it says, 55, it says, a document executed by a director and the secretary of a company or by the two directors of a company and expressed to be executed by the company has the same effect as if executed under the common seal of the company. So whatever is also oral can also be executed. So we object to the proposal by Honorable Nandala Mafabi, my brother. I beg to move.
Madam Chair, contracts can be oral, can be implied. But Madam Chair, there is no reason why then you come and segregate and say for the one which for a person who is not a corporate should not have a seal. If it means that there will be those one, then it does not also, that means there should be also those one even under corporate, which would be any person. So the moment you make classification in a law, then you must go through it up to the what? To the end. So Madam Chair, when you say a contract or an instrument, which if entered into or executed by a person not being a body corporate, would not be required to be under seal, then you're making it worse. Because even me as an individual, in my own right, I should enter into a contract, and it should be under what? Seal, because you have defined what should be under seal. So Madam Chair, I don't see any reason, and what are you trying to achieve by putting this here? Let me understand the mischief you want to cure. So Madam Chair, you're a lawyer. If a contract is entered into, whether by the moment you decided to enter, and you have said contracts must be sealed, then even for an individual it must have a what? A seal.
Where is the mover? Where is the Minister of Agriculture? What's the rationale for this provision?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, the rationale was intended that for individuals who are not body corporate, it can be, it is not the legal provision for companies and for individuals can be totally different. So that's why for companies, that's why they were thinking that it should be under seal totally. But for individuals and bodies that are not body corporate, it may not be under seal. And that's what they're thinking.
under what circumstances would someone, an individual, sign on behalf of the authority?
The circumstances, of course, the chief executive of the organization and the chairman of the board are the ones that hold the seal of the organization, UCDA. So those are the two individuals who hold the seal. And for body corporate, it was assumed that they have to give a contract which is under seal. But if it is in the wisdom of this august house that all contracts must be under seal,
Madam Chair, you can see even the minister cannot manage what he's saying. What he is saying that for individuals, for them there is no need of a signature. And yet you are saying that the MD will be the one keeping what? The seal. And you are saying the same person will sign on this one. So if the MD is the one keeping a seal, why shouldn't he seal for an individual whom he has signed with? So what are you trying to achieve here by saying for an individual there will be no seal? In short, you are saying for an individual there will be no stamp, while for a company will be what? Will have a seal. So, Madam Chair, without wasting time, these 7 should be deleted because every contract entered on behalf of an institution should have a stamp, and here the stamp is a seal.
Are you
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, of course, there is a general provision, a legal provision in all the legislations which talks about that all contracts must be under seal. So there is no need to delete it because of that provision. It's a provision in all general legal provisions. So I'm emphasizing that Madam Chair will leave it because it's just for purposes of emphasis.
Yeah, Madam Chair, he has said that all contracts must be under seal. Then why do you have this one where you are saying the seal will not be required? You read it very well. It says a contract or an instrument which if entered into or executed by a person not being a body corporate would not be required to be under seal. Now we're saying that if you are saying this, that there's a general provision, then this one does not need to be there. And that's why we're saying for purpose of the law to be binding on everybody, whether an individual, because an individual is a person, a company is a person, that 737 should be deleted so that it flows from the beginning up to the end. And that's what we're trying to tell you, the honor of the law.
Madam Chair, since it's a general provision in all forms of legislation, I think I agree with the proposal.
Honour members, let's stand over it. You know, I had no time to look at the amendments by Honourable Nandala. Let's stand over it for now. Let's go to item 4, clause 4.
Clause 4.
Put the question that clause 4 do stand part of the bill.
Madam Chair.
Clause 4. Yes, Honourable Chair.
Madam Chair, we have amendments under clause 4. The committee proposes that we substitute paragraph C with the following words: to promote research along the coffee value chain processes and products related to coffee. Justification is for clarity. The second amendment is in paragraph G. The committee proposes that we delete the word exported. Justification: the provision as it stands is discriminatory. because even coffee for local consumption must meet the standards prescribed by the authority. The other amendment the committee proposes is in paragraph L, that we replace the word liars with the coordinate. This is for a broader meaning. The next amendment is to insert a new paragraph after paragraph N to read as follows: to promote coffee tourism in Uganda. Justification: to boost up the tourism industry, for example, displaying coffee literature, coffee samples, coffee varieties, coffee testing, processing mechanisms, etc. Then the next amendment, Madam Chair, the committee proposes to insert the word "to" at the end of the chapeau so that it reads as follows: the objectives of the authority are to. Then the next one is to delete the word "to" appearing at the beginning of each paragraph. Justification: to avoid unnecessary repetition of the word "to" and for smart drafting. I beg to move.
Yes, Honorable Nandala, clause 4.
Madam Chair, if you look at D, they are saying to promote value addition to coffee industry, primary processing, and establishing a soluble coffee plant. That means there will only be one coffee plant. My proposal on D is to delete A, to delete establishing and delete A, so that there will be soluble coffee plant and a bracket S. The justification that to avoid only telling them that they will only put one soluble coffee plant. Madam Chair, I want to also to, after G, to insert a new, yes, I gave them to you. Yes, to also to include after G, since you have deleted 2, a new with another letter, to ensure that no coffee moves from one region to another region. The justification is that coffee is grown in different areas and has different tastes and different meanings. This one, if it is controlled, this will help to avoid adulteration of coffee. Madam Chair.
So, Honorable, you are saying that if I'm growing coffee in Elgon, I should not sell anywhere else? Really?
Yeah, Madam Chair.
You confine me to sell in Elgon only?
Madam Chair, maybe let me help you so that you understand. You know sugar canes are easy. Madam Chair, if you got coffee from Paida, it is Arabic coffee, and you brought it in Bujisu, it is where there's also Bujisu Arabic coffee. It will be mixed, and you can treat it as Arabic coffee, but the taste is different. Yes, listen.
We rejected zoning.
Madam Chair, what I'm saying, you are free to say take your coffee in Bujisu already processed as a Paida coffee, but not to bring it in its raw product to Bujisu, or bring raw product to Kampala, because you would adulterate coffee of that region. Yes.
Clarification.
I want to give you this so that you know, I understand. Madam Chair, there is bulking.
Clarification.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Honorable Nandala. I want to pick your argument. We grow coffee in Kasanda, and we might find that the person offering the best price at the moment when we are selling is in Mbale. Is your proposal suggesting that we in Kasanda should not be allowed to transport coffee from Kasanda to Mbale?
Now you have brought it. What I'm trying to say, the coffee of Kasanganda can only move as the name Kasanda Tumbale. Are you getting it? In the current state, it will move as a coffee, but it will be mixed with another coffee. And that's why the UCD is coming up with the law that they want to monitor coffee as you see they monitor movement of cows, animals, so that they know a cow which is moving is from this area with a permit. So the reason we're trying to do is this, is that to ensure that when a coffee is moving, we'll have a permit. Are you getting it? So the moment it has a permit, it will be not mixed with another one. Now here, when you do allow it as this, it will move, it must move with the authority of UCDA. Yes.
Honorable Nandala, I need to pick this. I thought as Uganda we are marketing coffee as Uganda coffee. I don't see us as having a situation where we are marketing coffee when we are marketing this one is from Kasanda, this one is from Kasese, this one is from Bugisu. I want to be clarified on to be sure that that is a strategy that can put us to the international market in a better way.
I think now you are saying that's why you hear Chiboko, Robusta, and Arabic. And why they are there is for purpose they have different prices. In the current setup now there's even organic. And organic is being tied on farmers. There's that one from CP Hills, there is Mount Elgon, there is Lower Mountain, there is what? So the purpose of coffee, even in the world market now, that's why they are talking of specialist coffee. It will be better to be specialist coffee to avoid you bringing a coffee from unspecialized place and mix it with a specialized one to make the quality of the specialized one go down. And that's the justification we're fighting. I say, for us to attend the market for our coffee, we need to deal with it. Highland coffee is different from lowland coffee. A Robusta is different from Arabic.
Where is the minister?
Madam Speaker, Madam Chair, maybe the Honorable Nandala Mafabi should be talking of marking and traceability. Origin, marking and traceability. If you inform yourself on this, that the authority should undertake the function of ensuring that there is proper marking, tracing and traceability of the products, mainly in their raw form, because as a finished products it might not be possible, mainly in their raw form as beans, then there I have an agreement on that. But the transboundary movement of the beans is regulated by the free forces of demand and supply, like the Honorable Nsamba was saying. However, the marking, what he's talking about, is what the international standards, mainly due to export, call for, that you must classify as AA, A+, Kiboko, and whatever it is. So, where I support him is for traceability, for quality control and originality. But transboundary movement, if I'm in Kampala, I might be an exporter of both Robusta and Arabica. And depending on the demand, then I know how, if Arabica came from Mount Elgon and I needed Robusta from this other side, no one should tell me that I cannot move Arabica from Mount Elgon, or maybe I'm exporting through the new airport in Hoima, or whatever it is, that I cannot move that coffee. The issue should be the marking from the point of origin.
So can you make a proposal that effect?
So Madam Chair, traceability is what you are saying, but what we are trying to put out is that the moment I get my green beans and I mix them with another area, green beans, I can tell you the quality of the beans will change.
What is your proposal? Make the
so
proposal.
What we want to say, Madam Chair,
make a proposal.
Yeah, but I'm a coffee dealer. So Madam Chair, what we're saying is that Okay, come and help me. Look.
No. Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, I think the fear that Honorable Nandala has is catered for in the very clause. The purpose of this bill, Madam Chair, is to make sure that the quality of coffee is checked at all levels. 4G, Madam Chair, reads that to control the quality of coffee at all stages of the value chain in order to ensure that all coffee exporter meets the standard prescribed by the authority. So we have the entire authority which will be responsible for making sure that coffee right from the gardens up to the marketing level is well checked, and Honorable Nadal Mafavi, your fears is well catered for if you read clause 4 from A up to the end. So I don't see why you should bring a selfish clause here whereby you say coffee from region A or from northern region should not be sold in the eastern region, as long as there is good price, because this is the forces of demand and supply which should be at play here.
Madam Chair, let me give you an example. No, just a small one, Madam Chair. I'm going to make a proposal. Madam Chair, Arabic coffee from Paida at this current price is at 3,800. Arabic coffee from Mount Elgon is at 6,500. What will happen is that if somebody brought Arabic coffee from Paida and mixed it with Arabic coffee in Wugisu, he would want to charge at 6,500. But at that time, you have even compromised the quality of what? Of the coffee. What we're trying to say, it can be Arabic coffee, but from a different region. That's why we're moving a proposal that for any coffee to move from a region to another region, must have a permit from UCDA so that it cannot be mixed with another type of coffee in that region. And we're not blocking anybody to buy coffee in any part of the country, but so long as he's buying knowing it is from that what? Other region. That's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm proposing.
So what is the proposal? What is the proposal?
So my proposal would be, after G, that Uganda Coffee, the authority shall ensure that the movement of it is going to move with it. That the movement from one region to another region shall have a movement permit. Shall have a movement permit to avoid it being mixed with another area. So, Madam Chair, that's what I'm trying to propose.
Now, Honourable Member, I don't know they're not mixing up the objectives and the functions. Because under clause 5, that's where the functions of the authority are.
Madam Chair, for me, I would like to propose to modify the issue of movement permits.
Members, I don't want
will bring bureaucracy and corruption.
Honorable Sereko, did you present a proposal to the chair and the minister?
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chairperson. Madam Chair, this is a liberalized economy, and we cannot stop coffee from moving from one region to the other. And more so, UCDA has all categorization of coffees coming from all areas and cannot allow coffee to be mixed. So I beg the Honorable House to reject the proposal by Honorable Nandala Mafabi. I beg to submit.
No. Honorable
Madam Chair,
clause 5.
Let us modify the amendment, not just reject it. Whereas some of us don't agree with the movement permit. But the issue of marking, this is an issue that even internationally we are grappling with.
What is the proposal? Let's hear the proposal.
So the proposal, Madam Chair, would be that amongst the functions of the authority shall be to ensure that all coffee produced shall have clear specifications and markings that conform to its quality and origin.
But have you looked at clause 5? Have you looked at clause 5? Clause 5 on the functions. Nanda, where are your amendments anyway? I want to see them. I haven't. No.
Madam Chair, you told us to take them to the committee.
Did you send it to me?
I did them, Madam Chair, and I gave them to the chairman. So, Madam Chair, when you directed is where we went. So, we'll be patient,
So
Madam.
you didn't even think you should give
Madam
me?
Chair, be patient with us.
But I haven't seen them.
Yeah, the reason why I'm asking you for your patience is this. Coffee sector is a very interesting sector. And we should do it as we did for everything, even as we did for the sugar. So here we're also looking for our sugar. So Madam Chair,
Nanda, you're abusing the privileges of this house.
So Madam Chair,
I'm not talking about sugar. Don't talk about sugar here.
Okay, Madam Chair, let me make my case now. So Madam Chair, we have agreed on that one, but the other one, on D, if you don't delete A and put S, it means the coffee plant will only be one. Are you getting it? It is saying.
I think, is there an objection to that? Honorable Chair, is there an objection to D, a small amendment there? For D.
Madam Chair, I think we agree with that one.
Okay.
Okay. So, Madam Chair, if you have agreed, then the final one. Madam Chair, under L, they are saying is to liaise with key stakeholders to organize farmers in the coffee sector. Madam Chair, the key stakeholders are very clear, cooperatives. So I want to put under after that to liaise and work with cooperative societies dealing in coffee. The justification is that all farmers in this country now are organized in cooperatives. And this will also help to promote the quality of coffee and the registration of members. That one we are together.
What does the minister say?
Madam Chair, I'm just seeking clarification from the amendment of Honorable Nandala. Cooperatives are also categorized as stakeholders, but there are farmers who are not in the cooperatives, who participate in the industry. So when we just mention the word cooperatives, when there are other stakeholders who are not part of cooperatives, are we not eliminating them?
Honourable members, I put the question that clause 4 be amended as proposed. Those in favour say aye, the contrary no. I submit.
Clause 4 as amended.
Questions are clause 4 as amended do stand part of the bill. Those in favour say aye, the contrary no. Clause
5.
Put the question, clause 5. Honourable Chair, you have an amendment.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson. The committee has amendments under clause 5 as follows. That in paragraph C, we replace the word sales with the word export. Justification, checks should only be charged on exporters. The word sales may include cess being levied on farmers as well. The other amendment is in paragraph H, that we insert the word profile immediately before the word grade. That is to be all-inclusive. The other amendment, Madam Chair, is in paragraph I, by inserting the word seed garden operator immediately after the word nursery operators. Justification to be all-inclusive. The other amendment is that we amend paragraph L by substituting the words International Coffee Organization with the regional and international coffee organization. Justification to promote regional trade and integration in the coffee sector. The other amendment is in paragraph M. The committee proposes that we delete the words and training. This is to avoid unnecessary repetition. Capacity building includes also training. I beg to move.
Honourable members, question is that clause 5 be amended as proposed. Yes. Honourable Nandala.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, would like to seek clarification from the chairperson of the committee. Clause 5, subclause B, talks of registration of all coffee farmers in the country. Then farmers groups, then associations or cooperatives, processors, roasters, brewers, traders, middlemen, persons or bodies involved. And then C, the requirement is to register all coffee sales and assess something like that.
That has been amended to, instead of sales, are now exports. All coffee exports and assesses.
Now, what is the justification here? We are living in an economy where we have all farmers. When you say you're going to register farmers, it means there is a certificate you give as a recognition for registration. Someone will come here and say it doesn't require licensing or whatever. So, does that mean that if I'm to grow coffee, I have primarily a responsibility to present myself to either the authority or a coffee inspector to have me registered? And the issue is, we have all forms of cash crops are being grown in Uganda. Others grow peas, others beans, others cocoa, others potatoes, others sugarcane. And we can say all forms of crops. And we're micromanaging this sector. And in any case, what are we trying to cure and what are we trying to promote by registration of every single farmer? I'm not trying to legislate in anticipation, but what follows there goes on to do with the trade. This appears as before.
But, Honourable Member, during the general debate, there was no consensus about registration. No member objected to registration.
Madam Chair, it's very, very, very cumbersome, bureaucratic, and before we know, it will be another loophole for either extortion or elimination of certain people of our society.
Honourable members, I put the question that clause 5 be amended as proposed. Those in favour say aye, the contrary no. Ayes have it.
Madam Chair, if you are talking
clause 5 was amended.
Madam Chair, if you are talking of registration, you cannot only register coffee sales. Please listen, you must also register production. No, listen.
Honourable members, we have finished with we have clause 5. Put the question that clause 5 was amended to stand part of the bill. Those in favour say aye, the contrary no. Ayes have it.
Clause 6.
Clause 6, I put the question that clause 6 do stand part of the bill. Those in favour say aye, the contrary no. Ayes have it.
Clause 7.
Madam Chairperson.
Honourable Chair.
Madam Chairperson, on clause 6, the committee has amendments, proposes amendments that we, by inserting the words and any other person or body involved in the coffee value chain. Justification to cater for other coffee value chain actors who may have been left out under the provision. Madam Chair, the committee also proposes that we renumber the current provision as subclause 1 and insert another clause after the existing one to read as follows. If the dispute is between the authority and any other coffee value chain actor, the party shall agree to an arbitrator as per the laws applicable in Uganda. Justification: this is to avoid conflict of interest. I beg to move, Madam Chair.
Now, I think the numbering, you leave to the drafts people. Just say you are inserting a new clause.
Madam Chair, the cost of public administration in this country, this is where I have my reservation. How many people, we already have extension workers with the same qualifications, and we are looking at expanding the cost of public administration in this country. So each and every sector that will come here, if we are creating inspectors nearly for each and every sector, the taxpayer...
we have not yet, please, we are on clause 6. Please. We are on clause 6. Now, there was an amendment on clause 6 made by the chair, and also an insertion of an additional clause. Honourable members, I put the question that clause 6 be amended as proposed. Those in favour say aye, the contrary no. Ayes have it.
Clause 6 as amended.
Put the question that clause 6 as amended do stand part of the bill. Those in favour say aye, the contrary no. Ayes have it.
Clause 7.
Clause 7. An amendment?
Madam Chairperson, the committee proposes to amend subclause 1 by substituting the words fit and proper with the words qualified, and delete the words and the directives of the authority appearing at the end of the provision, and redraft the provision to read as follows. The authority may appoint a qualified person to be a coffee inspector for the purpose of ensuring compliance with this act. Justification: for clarity and to avoid ambiguity. I beg to move.
Clause 7. Yes, Honourable Dendal.
Madam Chair, colleagues, we need patience. Don't quarrel. Madam Chair, on that same clause 7, if you look at clause 7, subclause 2, it says a person designated under subsection 1 shall be a coffee inspector for 5 years or such a period as the authority may determine. What it means here, it can be for less than 5, it can be for more than 5. So, Madam Chair, we must close here that a person designated under subclause 1 shall be a coffee inspector for not more than 5 years. Yes, shall not be more than 5 years. That means it can be less, but the maximum shall be 5. Otherwise, if you say all such a period that the authority may determine, the authority can determine more or less, but less is allowed. So what I wanted to do is that, Madam Chair, I wanted to move an amendment that a person person designated under subclause 1 shall be a coffee inspector for not more than 5 years. But I think you are making a mistake. This person is subject to reappointment. But read the law very well. I think, let me read for you, understand, Madam Namuganzu, who doesn't know it. A person person designated under subsection 1 shall be a coffee inspector for 5 years or such a period as the authority may determine. So don't just make noise. What it is meaning, yes, that's why I'm telling you. Don't just make noise. Stop opening your mouth anyhow. Madam Chair, what I'm trying to put here is that a person designated under subclause 1 shall be a coffee inspector for not more than 5 years and listen, and shall be subject to renewal by the authority. The justification for this is to avoid one where a person can be for 5 years or more than 5 years without renewal under one instrument. 2, if they discover that this person is not performing very well, can be withdrawn anytime.
Madam Chair.
Minister? What is the minister?
Madam Chair, I think Honorable Nandala is raising a very important matter, because when we just leave it the way it is, actually we've given no period for appointment. If the desire is to make 5 years, then we say up to 5 years subject to renewal. But when you leave it the way it is, Madam Speaker, you have not said anything about the timeline. Yet the interest was to put a timeline under which a coffee inspector shall be appointed. Thank you.
Minister? Where is the minister?
Madam Chair, I think we would request the amendment to involve the word term. If it's a term of 5 years, and it should be specific whether renewable once or the renewal is open. Otherwise, somebody will be an inspector for lifetime.
That's why I wanted the minister. The mover. What?
Madam Chairperson, I think these concerns are captured in a clause 2. A person designated under subsection 1 shall be a coffee farmer, a coffee inspector for 5 years, or such a period as the authority may determine. It is left as the discretion of the authority.
No, honor members, you know that's dangerous. It means in Kigezi, I can appoint someone for 1 year, then in Nebi, I appoint for 7 years, then somewhere I appoint for 20.
Madam Chair, an organization like UCDA has a human resource manual, and the human resource manual is passed by the board and approved by the minister. So in issues relating to the staff, in terms of the time that they will serve, is always embedded in the human resource manual.
Honor members, you know, I think it's wrong for us to mislead the population by making inaccurate laws. What do we want? What do we want? We must be clear.
We want the quality control.
Huh?
No, one person cannot guarantee you quality.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. Madam Chairperson, we concede on that one. I beg to move. Thanks.
Okay. So we delete. Honor members, we delete the word such period as the authority may determine. First, we delete that. But to complete the sentence for not more than 5 years, no, for 5 years, but eligible for renewal.
Madam Chair, I would propose that we add there the word term, for a term of 5 years.
Madam Chair, I want to what you have brought. If you are saying a person designated and shall be in coffee inspector for 5 years, it means even if he is a wrong person, he must be there for 5 years. Yeah, please listen. So, Madam Chair, what Honorable Sambu brought, you see, you can decide if he's an old man who is about to retire, you give him 2 years or 3 years. So if you tie it to 5, it will be a complicated one. So, Madam Chair, I wanted to move that a person designated under subclause 1 shall be a coffee inspector up to 5 years, subject to renewal by the authority. The justification is that it is now after the performance of the person that the renewal can take what? Place.
Okay, I hope the drafters can improve the language.
Madam Chairperson.
Yes.
Madam Chairperson, coffee inspectors are staff, and they are guided by the human resource manual. They are not board members. So what the member is saying does not hold water really.
No. Honour members, start with clause 7.1. The authority will appoint a qualified person by notice in the Gazette to the whole world that so and so is an inspector. He has to be gazetted. It's not just a normal, you have to be gazetted officially so that the world knows who is an inspector.
Madam Chair,
yes.
Madam Chair, the issue as well is, we have extension workers at the district. They can use extension workers at the district. There is, the issue of saying that these people have special qualities, because the same qualities are the qualities that these other people possess. So it's duplication of services. Yes.
Honour members, there was a proposal for amendment. Yes.
Madam Chair.
Yes. Honour members, I put the question that clause 7.2 be amended as 7.1 and 7.2 be amended as proposed. Those in favour say aye, the contrary no. Ayes have it.
Clause 7 as amended.
Put the question that clause 7 as amended do stand part of the bill. Those in favour say aye, the contrary no.
Clause 8.
Clause 8.
Madam Chairperson, the committee proposes an amendment to clause 8 that we amend the provision by substituting the words a diploma in sciences with the words diploma in agriculture or related sciences, and then redraft the provision to read as follows. A person shall qualify to be a coffee inspector if he or she possesses a minimum of a diploma in agriculture and related sciences and has extensive knowledge and experience in coffee-related matters. Justification: science is very broad and not all sciences are related to coffee or agriculture as such. I beg to move.
Madam Chair, I am sure and confident that nowadays we have people with bachelor of science, degrees in agriculture, every sub-county. But now the authority here, you are telling me that this is supposed to be an inspector, and you are telling us that it should be somebody of a lower qualification. And then at the sub-county, we have somebody with a master's. The inspector is having a diploma. This one, Madam Chair, I am in disagreement with this type of qualification. My proposal is a Bachelor of Science with the agronomy. I thank you.
Honour members.
Madam Chair.
Honour members, I think we should not rush to throw away the diplomas.
Madam Chair.
They are at a certain level.
Madam Chair, if there is a human resource manual which is defining how the workers and employees of the UCDA are going to be handled, the qualifications of ABCD, are we supposed also to debate on the human resource manual? So I would suggest, Madam Speaker, Madam Chair, that the human resource manual be allowed to operate other than discussing here the human resource manual specifications. I think we need to leave it as the chair had proposed it.
But this is the bill.
Madam Speaker.
This is the bill as presented by the minister. He knows why he brought it.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
Madam Chair, we shouldn't be confused by people who are bringing up the human resource manual at a time when we are dealing with the law. Whatever the human resource manual is prescribing should be amended to fit the law we are passing today. Madam Chair, having said that, I have a challenge on this matter where we are describing the matters to do with extensive knowledge. The last bit of clause 8, we are defining extensive knowledge and experience in coffee-related matters. Madam Speaker, when we put this in the law, we are facing a challenge that we have young people who have graduated at university, they have their degrees in agriculture, some have even masters in crop. If we maintain this, Madam Chair, we're finding a challenge. Let's just describe the level of education that we desire to have, but matters to do with experience, matters to do with the knowledge, we should leave them to what will be defined then in the human resource manual or the guidelines.
Madam Chair, much as my colleague is bringing in that, I disagree. Madam Chair, we have several positions that will be occupied in the authority. This is a specific position, an inspector. Somebody who is experienced in dairy cannot begin inspecting coffee farms. We need somebody who has the experience, somebody who is qualified. This is one position. Let these ones with the masters, so on and so forth, occupy, be extension workers, go in offices, they gain experience. We need somebody who is very experienced, who has knowledge of coffee. We are suffering with these people in our villages there. So in this position, Right Honorable, Madam Chair, let us have the qualification minimum to be degree. We no longer want diplomas. This is an advert. You gazette a diploma for an inspector, one position in the country.
Madam Chair.
No, honor members.
The committee has put a minimum.
Honor members. Yes. I doubt whether the minister would agree. Honor members, I think let's not hike the qualification so high. There are different categories of work that can be done.
Madam Chair, it's a minimum. If the competitors are many, they can choose the highest. But we should not curtail those people who have that qualification to be removed from the process of competing. I think this is suggesting a minimum. We need to allow the Madam Chair. Thank you.
Members, I put the...
Madam Chair, they have listened to the other side only. Madam Chair, Madam Chair, I want to give experience in the coffee sector. The inspectors of coffee, even if you ask now UCDA, you will get that the best quality controllers never studied the coffee, never studied the agriculture. And that's the reason we are saying, Madam Chair, that there are people who can do this work through experience. And what is important, what is the minimum education? And that is the most vital thing. Even you can see in most countries, what you have studied in the university, it is not what you go and work. So, Madam Chair, my proposal here is that for somebody to be an inspector is a level like an officer. And the officers in the government start at a rank of a degree. And at the rank of a degree, it means you don't necessarily have to be a one qualified in agriculture or what to be the one to be an inspector. But you can do further training because there's no university or college teaching people coffee alone. Nothing. So Madam Chair, I wanted to make a proposal here that there should be just a minimum qualification, maybe as if you want to go by a diploma, but not necessarily that it should be only agriculture.
So you want to revert to the original proposal by the minister?
So, Madam Chair, I want to make a proposal that the person who should be qualified to be inspector should possess a minimum of a diploma in sciences. The justification is that anybody who knows science can know agriculture.
Madam Chair.
Madam Chair, when you talk about a minimum in science, it might be a chemistry or physics. If we leave it like that. Madam Chair, my opinion is, my argument is based on when we visited Denmark. Our coffee is the worst packaged coffee in the entire world. Now, that shows us the quality of the people who manage it That's what we're talking about. We should be able to look at the quality in terms of the people who are going to handle this matter. That's my opinion. Should be somebody should be a graduate. I don't know why we are running away. There must be a bachelor's degree in agriculture. That will be okay. I thank you, Madam Chair. I would propose that members adopt that one.
Now,
thank you.
Honour members, there are still government institutions churning out certificates, churning out diplomas. We cannot discriminate. This is not right. Minister, what's your view, Honour Minister?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, you have just put it right. Bukalasa, this government policy, Bukalasa is in place. It's a government institution and it's producing diploma graduates. Very good technical people who understand their job. Number two, Madam Chair, the issue of talking about that in Denmark, our packaging was so bad. The packaging is in the area of processing, and that's where we have food scientists who are also taught and know how to package. So then the other issue of scientists, this is a matter to do with issues of agronomy, issues to do with the quality of the crop in the garden and how it is put to the level of the entire value chain at the level of processing and marketing. So you cannot talk about generally scientists. This is a job for agriculturists.
So what do you say about the proposal by the chair? What do you say about the proposal by the chairperson?
The chairperson.
Okay.
Madam Chair.
Minimum of a diploma in agricultural science.
Madam Chair, I want to ask the minister to help me. If you went ahead, powers of a coffee inspector, it says a coffee inspector may at any reasonable hour enter in any place where coffee is grown, pulped, processed, packed, roasted, stored, where's it? So even roasting, you need only inspectors to be agricultural scientists. So, Madam Chair, when you go to the if you tie it, yeah, please. Madam Chair, why don't you allow that lady to go on the microphone? Why is she making noise there? Even sit very well. Why don't you go there? So, Madam Chair.
But there's no one on the floor.
Madam Speaker, this is the Parliament of Uganda. We have a minister here who is raising issues. Instead of coming here to speak, she goes on the answered and she's recorded. But we are hearing her airing issues to Honorable Nandala. Right, Honorable Speaker. Is Honorable Namuganza in order to keep sending words to Honorable Nandala while she can use this chance to speak her mind?
Honour Minister, can we hear your proposals? Okay, Minister of Agriculture.
So, Madam Speaker, Madam Chair, let me make my case. Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Thank you for that kind ruling, but ask her to sit very well. So, Madam Speaker, you try. Madam Chair, what I was trying to put across is Madam Chair, the inspector is even checking on roasted. Is checking on storage. So it means processing. So Madam Chair, it cannot only be agriculturists who can only also check, because this is talking about even quality. So Madam Chair.
So what is your proposal?
My proposal would be that the coffee inspector shall have a minimum diploma in sciences.
You don't want to hear about knowledge and experience in
and with extensive knowledge, Madam Chair, you look at this. Look at 87. A person shall qualify to be a coffee inspector if he or she possesses a minimum of a diploma in sciences and has extensive knowledge and experience in coffee-related matters. Now, Madam Chair, why we are raising this? These inspectors will be in Busamaga down there. If we are assuming that they will be in UCDA in Kampala, it's not true. So what we are trying to say that these are people who may have knowledge and they're in villages. So the wording of the bill is far better than what we are trying to restrict and saying only agriculture.
Madam Chair, Honorable Chibali, I know will accept that I make this simple intervention. Madam Chairperson, we have over 1.7 million farmers of coffee in Uganda. We have as many as over 5,000 roasters of coffee, both small and big. And you're talking of an inspector going to attend to 1.7 million people. You know, all inspectors, probably there will be around, if they are regional, there will be around 5 or 6 in the sub-regions we have in this country. When are they going to attend to all these people? Ranging from carrying out the authority responsibility of registration, to inspection, to supervision. Let us be practical in what we are talking about. It will increase bureaucracy. It will deter the actual desire we want for people to invest in growth of coffee. Why? The procedure will be long, and the practicability of having inspectors attending to 1.7 million households that are involved in growth of coffee is not only a big task, but it's not practical. You realize that in the last 2 years, we didn't have extension workers, and we had not even appropriated monies for them. They had been replaced by officers from Operation Wealth Creation who are there. And even up to date, they have not attended to people. This is not practical.
Honour members, I want you to read carefully clause 9. It says the coffee inspector may. It does not say shall. Yes, you may. It's not mandatory. No,
Chair,
please. But it seems you are worried about coffee. Honour members, I think we are done for now until tomorrow. Can I invite the Minister to move for the House to resume? Motion for the House to resume. Minister of Agriculture? Minister, can you move the House to resume?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, I beg to move the House resume and the Committee of the Whole House reports thereto.
Members, the question is that the House do resume and the Committee of the Whole House do report thereto. Those in favor say aye, the contrary no. Report from the Committee of the Whole House.
Madam Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole House has considered the bill entitled the Coffee Bill Amendment Bill 19.
National Coffee Bill.
National Coffee Bill 2018 and passed some clauses. It passed the clauses with amendments. Clause 3, clause 2, clause 3, clause 4, clause 5, clause 6, clause 7 and 8 in amendment. I beg to report.
No, we stood over clause 3. So it was clause 2, clause 4, 5, 6, 7, and we stopped at 8. So we stood over 3. Now, move for us to adopt.
Motion for adoption of the report from the Committee of the Whole House.
Minister.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move that the report from the Committee of the Whole House be adopted.
Now, members, I put the question that the report of the Committee of the Whole House be adopted. Those in favor say aye, the contrary no. Ayes have it. So now, members, House will resume tomorrow at 2 p.m. House adjourned.